You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about one of the English Premier League teams because one of their managers has come out. This is, of course, we're talking about football, but really it's soccer overseas in England because the players in the Premier League have been kneeling in honor of Black Lives Matter for quite some time. About 6 months ago, a story came out where Millwall's team was getting the crap booed out of them by their fans. Well, that hasn't stopped. The fans in the Premier League over there have booed the hell out of these soccer players for continuing to take a knee for a Marxist organization in Black Lives Matter. And, of course, we know the NBA tanked its league over that. Some people would say, well, the NBA's coming back. Is it? Is it? I mean, you know, they had two good, what I would call good ratings games during the playoffs. Two good ones. They still weren't close to 2019. Okay, they were what we called in the corporate world an outlier. Okay, they're not a trend. It's not trending up. So, you know, honoring Black Lives Matter on your court and in your stadiums looks like it's bad business. Fans don't appreciate it. They don't want the political messaging. Millwall's boss, Gary Rowett, not Rowett, Rowett, calls for football to follow his club and ditch taking the knee as fans continue to boo the BLM gesture. And his club has quit doing it. They are no longer taking a knee. He's had enough as their manager. Some of these coaches, some of these managers on teams over here could certainly stand to possibly follow suit here, I believe. Millwall's manager, Gary Rowett, has claimed taking the knee is causing a rift and divide within football, a.k.a. soccer, and urged the sport to ditch the Black Lives Matter gesture for, quote, a better way to unify people. Boos could be heard at Millwall's championship match against Fulham on Tuesday night when the cottagers took the knee at the Den. A number of Millwall's players chose to stand instead, and some raising their fist. Millwall were one of the first clubs to stop taking the knee last season, and their fans were heavily criticized. Yeah, the mainstream media overseas really hammered this soccer club because they hammered the fans because the fans didn't want to see the political crap in their games. Their fans were heavily criticized over their return when they booed players performing the gesture against Derby County. The anti-racism display has been observed across English football since the end of 2019-20 season as part of a global sporting protest against racial injustice in response to the killing of George Floyd by a white police officer in the United States in May 2020. However, since the return of fans as part of the unlocking of COVID restrictions, there have been several incidents of players being booed while performing the gesture, while other teams across the football pyramid have stopped doing it altogether. All 20 Premier League clubs agreed that the gesture should continue into the new season, but some, like Brentford, have allowed players to make their own statements after criticism that taking a knee has lost its impact. But speaking after the incident with Fulham on Tuesday night, Millwall boss Rowett insisted football's authorities needed to devise a better solution because taking a knee is causing such a rift and a divide. The 47-year-old said, up and down the country, I think there are so many football clubs that do such good work in their communities around equality and anti-racism. We need the authorities to help clubs out and find a better way to unify people. I don't want to comment on individual people's decisions to do that, but we just need to find a way to unify people. At the moment, 20 seconds, 30 seconds before a game is just causing such a rift and divide. Football is a great spectacle. We're privileged to be part of it. what it does, it has the power to help communities and do some really good work behind the scenes. It's not just our club. There's a lot of clubs out there doing it. So I think we need help. We need help to find a more positive way of taking some form of action. That's my opinion. Instead of taking a knee last season, Millwall decided to ask its opponents to link arms and unfurl an anti-racism banner. Sky Sports pundit Joby McUff has criticized Rowett for his comments and admitted he was disappointed. Both Fulham's players getting booed and Millwall's manager's stance. The ex-Reading captain, I was disappointed by booing the knee initially, and I'm disappointed by Gary's reaction. I don't think we can be any clearer in terms of the message behind taking the knee and what it stands for. What it represents is the fight against racism and discrimination. When somebody decides to make a racist tweet or shout racist abuse, that's the decision. These fans at this club are making a decision to boo players taking a knee. So for me, there's no other explanation anymore other than they're opposing equality. You're a manager of a club. You might say you can't control what a fan does, but you can do as a figurehead is condemn it in the strongest possible terms. I'm disappointed. I haven't seen it. I'm glad we're getting to the following. The taking of the knee, which was popularized by American footballer Colin Kaepernick, has been criticized by some, with Home Secretary Prey Patel calling it gesture politics. And that's as far as we'll go there. Well, look, one of the problems with having ever started taking a knee was where it was born. Taking a knee during the national anthem, okay, at least over here. And I've even said recently in a video, the moment he decided to take a knee during the national anthem, he got switched off, okay? So whoever you were hoping to reach is not listening anymore. In fact, you made them angry. You turned them in the other direction. I will say this. I will continue to say it. We're in a much worse place than we were, from a race standpoint now than we were prior to George Floyd. Plus, once the statistics came out, the true statistics about unarmed cop violence against or violence against criminals that are unarmed. Look, when we all learned, hey, it's because of not non-compliance with the police, and the fact that the statistics say, well, one, more unarmed whites are killed by cops than blacks. Well, you lose a lot of thunder with your arguments there. Okay, in fact, you really have no argument. It's just proven false, and most smart people choose to go on with life and not virtue signal over it. Okay, that's one reason why taking a knee is the problem. The other reason is, simply put, people don't want to see politics in their sports. They don't want it paraded out in front of them. They come there, in this case, to see a soccer match, and they just want to see a soccer match, okay? I'm sure they're of the opinion that, hey, if these soccer players want to protest or something in their off time, get out there and do community work or whatever, that's their business. But once you're in the stadium, you're there to get paid to play soccer. Stand up, do whatever you're supposed to do, what you're normally supposed to do, and don't bring it in the stadium. Don't put it in front of the fans. I don't know why you think you're reaching those fans. They're booing you, okay? I don't know if you think there's a switch that's going to flip there, but they are offended by what you're doing, all right? It's having no impact. And I give Millwall's manager credit because he does recognize that. You know, kneeling has done much more damage than good in this country, without a doubt, okay? If anything, with all the other drama going on, it's just threw another layer of let's ruin sports on top of everything else. I'm actually happy to see this manager come out and speak out against this and say, look, it's causing more harm than good. It's divisive. It's doing the opposite of what the purpose is supposed to be. Well, he's right. He's absolutely right. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.